Good evening, San Bernardino. So glad to be with you guys tonight. Definitely a hot one, but I wanted to jump in and you guys have been reaching out, asking questions. So here we are. We are going to talk about this next city manager recruitment. Let me make sure that we are up and running. So let's see. Let me just double check that we're all good. This has been quite a very big topic for our community over the last like 4 days. And I know that there's a lot of hustle bustle, but truly and honestly, this has been a large discussion for a couple of months because there's been a lot of issues with it. And I think that the community is in a space right now where a lot feels uncertain. Okay, I see you guys. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Scott. Okay, perfect. So as we know, the city opened up a recruitment this year in May, and it closed June 30th in search of a new city manager. Currently, Charles McNeely is our interim, and we want to move into a permanent person. Awesome, no problem. Now, historically, in this recruitment, and I say historically, literally over like 4 months, we've had some issues. I called them out in June that the mayor, Helen Tran, that Fred Charette had their own handpicks that they were trying to bring here and disrupt the recruitment process before it even closed, actually before it even opened. And in what they were doing was already causing friction between potential candidates and just the look of the community. And we know this is such a contentious position in our city, given that we've had 12 city managers in 12 years. So this has been a revolving door. And as Councilwoman Calvin has stated publicly, as many speakers did at the last meeting, stability. We need stability. And so our next city manager needs to be someone that's going to last. So let's get into what's been going on. So 3 days ago, our Facebook community was kind of shook by a post by a man named Michael Davis. And he posted, has our mayor colluded with selective council members to hire a new city manager? It is being made public that Mayor Helen Tran, along with council members Theodore Sanchez, Sandra Ibarra, Juan Figueroa, and Fred Charette, plotted and violated the Brown Act to hire current Salinas city manager Steve Kerrigan. Steve Kerrigan was fired from the city of Merced for withholding important financial documents and information from the public and elected officials. It goes on, and I know it's cut off. I just screenshotted it. That there was another candidate who was the most qualified candidate, and that person was sabotaged by selected council members and the POA. So here's what I first want to say, because people have asked like why I haven't shared this information like on my page and else. Look, as you guys know, and you've been with me for 4.5 years now, I post what I have records of. I post the information that is factual, that I can produce and put on my page and show you. Okay, so when someone else posts something they'll trust, I've been watching and I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to start doing my own homework. This is why I haven't shared it, because I couldn't confirm a lot of it. Now, I cannot confirm that the Police Officers Association had anything to do with any of the sabotage of another candidate. I have not heard of anybody. They came out, and I want to be fair that they came out, they made their own public post saying that they denied that they had any wrongdoing or any involvement in this. So as far as that portion, I can't speak to it. I just, I can't find documentation to support it. Now, what we have is that this information came out and the community went to the special meeting on Monday. And there was really a great room of about 10 speakers. And I want to be honest with you guys. The conversation in the room was, it's only 10 people. And the 10 people were all united, myself included, in saying like, hey, look, this is a problem. This post, like right here, this is very worrisome that someone would come out with this information, that a potential candidate would be sabotaged, and then finding out that there's this other candidate and you know, in his history, we have issues. And every single person asked the council to just pull back, to not support this guy, to reopen the recruitment, look for someone better, look for a different candidate that would better fit the needs of our city. That's all they asked the council to do. And so right before they were going into closed session, Councilwoman Kimberly Calvin made a motion the final motion ended up being she wanted to end the meeting, re-agendize for open session for the regular scheduled meeting of September, and basically end this recruitment. Theodore, Fred, Sandra, Juan, and the mayor voted against it. Ben Reynoso, Kimberly Calvin, and Alexander supported the motion. It failed. So they went into closed session. Now, I did not hear anything come out of closed session. You did not hear anything come out of closed session. The city attorney, Sonia Carvalho, said there was no reportable actions, and that was when the video came out. 20 hours ago, Mr. Davis came out with another post and said, don't let the lack of reporting fool you. Mayor Tran, council members Theodore Sanchez, Sandra Barra, Juan Figueroa, and Fred Charette did not care what the community had to say and are still moving forward with negotiating a new contract for city manager with Steve Kerrigan from Salinas. They even went out and bragged about it. 5 elected officials plotted together to make their move. Their plan was exposed and they still went through with it, and the law has been broken. This is our reality. They must be held accountable. So, wow. I went and I've done my homework and I have looked into this, and I can confirm that Steve Kerrigan is the candidate, first of all. So yes, this guy is actually a candidate. And yes, he is actually still being considered to be the city manager of our city. So while they did not report, which is absolutely correct, they did support to move forward in negotiating with him, and that has been made public. And so this is real, you guys. These posts are, with the exception of anything to do with the police department, are accurate as far as who the candidate is, and that the city is still moving forward with him in requests for him to be our next city manager. So questions, comments, I'm making sure I follow you guys. What does this mean? Well, this is an issue. This is where I guess I want to make sure that we have this collective discussion about how problematic it is that this Mr. Davis told our community that this man, Mr. Kerrigan, was a candidate, that another candidate had been sabotaged, by whom we don't know, that 4 council people and the mayor had all pre-discussed their votes outside of a closed session hearing and came to a conclusion together that they were going to vote for this person. And the vote is this vote. These 5 voted Monday night to continue to move forward with this candidate, just like Mr. Davis said, that is illegal. You guys need to understand that. It is absolutely illegal and I'm gonna explain it. It's illegal for a quorum of elected officials, a majority of the voting body. And so remember, the mayor votes for the city manager. So it is illegal for a majority of voting members to discuss their votes with each other. And remember, it's point of contact. Okay. And the way it's going down is that there was one person who contacted individuals on this matter. I have not confirmed exactly who that is, so I will not, but I have confirmed that one person was a point of contact. That's where the illegality of it all comes. So it's all true. And it is corruption. That is the epitome of corruption, of not caring about the community. Now, unqualified, qualified, I see issues with Mr. Kerrigan. I do. I absolutely believe, and no, right? So I have been able to confirm there was another candidate, a far better qualified candidate who was pushed out. By whom, I do not know. But there was someone else in consideration. And due to unprofessionalism, unethical behavior, I know it's he withdrew. So this is an issue, y'all. Like this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. And what is it? It's a Brown Act violation. Now, it is, and I see your guys' comments. It is unethical. There is no integrity in this process, but I'm going to be honest with you, there hasn't been a lot of integrity in this process. This is why it was what they were doing was being called out in June. It's almost September now. So there have been ongoing issues that the city is very aware of, that legal counsel is very aware of, and that our community is aware of. Now we have to know, what are we going to do about it? And here's where the waiting game we're at. And I need you guys to bear with me on this, because I said I won't put our mark on anything until we have 100% proof, what we can validate. So the Brown Act violations, each member of the legislative body who has taken action in violation of any provision of the Brown Act, and where there is willful deprivation of information to the public, is guilty of a misdemeanor. So right now, the discussion is that these 5 are moving forward with this candidate. It has been publicly disclosed that these 5 have all discussed with each other. One point of contact has discussed with 4 other voting members. Let me phrase it that way. Their votes prior to closed session. Should this vote for Steve Kerrigan reflect a 5-3 decision, we will be able to move on that. We then as a community, as whoever, I mean, I'm definitely, you know me, we can move together and charge the city with a Brown Act violation. That's the waiting game. I don't know when there's going to be a next, maybe they will move this to September 6th and take action there, but I just want you guys to be very vigilant and aware of the process. Let me look at all of the comments real quick. Fran, well, big mistake. Yep, it is a big mistake. This doesn't sound correct. Corruption at its finest. Absolutely, Virginia. Tim Duran said, we email next Wednesday. If you can't make it to the meeting, or if you were there, call them out. Don't be a chicken or cowards. I'm talking to everybody. And then Scott Rose, this is terrible. The Gang of Four and Tran need to go. Also, financial should be looked at and watched. Yeah, this is a problem. And I thought it was, I find it very interesting that people, you know, at the meeting, Theodore Sanchez was roaming the room and he was so upset that someone had posted information about what he's doing illegally. He's more mad that he was caught than the fact that he's breaking the law and violating the trust of our community. And I'm trying to be as objective as I can in this, but look, I just don't have a lot of leeway for the nonsense that goes on in our city. It's wrong. It is wrong. And so this is the information, the factual information that we are able to 100% confirm. There was another candidate. That person, there was an instance of unprofessional, unethical behavior towards them, and they withdrew. This secondary candidate is still in consideration. That yes, 5 elected officials had been in contact with one point of contact, and that constitutes the Brown Act violation. And if this vote solidifies that it is in fact these 5 to the minority 3, we will move forward with being able to prove the Brown Act violation. So I hope that makes sense. I hope it kind of breaks it down. Like I said, I will only come to you with what I know. And yes, it has been made public. It is out there in different medias that Steve Kerrigan is in fact still in the running to be the next city manager of the city of San Bernardino. So thank you guys always for coming out. Just wanted to make this short and quick. I will post this to Facebook as well as Instagram, Nextdoor, and YouTube. So come to the meeting on the 6th. If this is something, and I need to be honest with you, they're telling us that 8 to 10 people is not enough for them to stop doing illegal things. The community we cannot, as the city of San Bernardino, rely on our elected officials. Specifically, we're going to look like right here, right, to do the right thing right now. And wholly and truly, Councilwoman Calvin and Ben Reynoso are really the ones carrying the willingness to at least speak up. I mean, that's it. That we've had two meetings where Councilwoman Calvin has made 2 motions to stop this. Councilman Ben Reynoso has seconded her each time. The first time, Damon Alexander said, no, we're still moving forward. The second time on Monday, he finally voted to stop the process. So, I mean, this is a fight. We don't have the luxury of staying home on Wednesday nights when there is a council meeting. And I understand every reason in the world. I work, my kids, I have yoga. I don't feel good. Look, I get it. I kid you not. If we even take shifts as a community, you guys take the first Monday, the first Thursday, Wednesday. I have so many classes in my head. You guys take the first Wednesday night, we'll take the third Wednesday night of the month, and keep that room packed. Keep the community coming and speaking. Because and look, even when we show up in Groves, they still shut down the public comments, but we still gotta come. You hold up signs, do this right. We want this. We have to stay on this. It is the foot on the gas pedal until we have a community that is healthy, until we have elected officials who listen. This is my most impassioned plea to you all to understand that they're not going to listen to me. They're not going to listen to 3 of us. They're not going to listen to a room of 10 of us. And I'm watching it happen in real time. And they are more upset that they are getting caught than the fact that they are breaking the law. And that was very apparent Monday night sitting in that room. So I am always appreciative of people who are willing to stand up to the city and to expose everything they can. You know, I'm definitely an ally. As I verify information, I will put this out to you guys. And so I'm watching this. I've put in my public records request, and we will get to the bottom of this, and we will see who the next city manager is, and we will find out exactly what the vote count was and what we can do about that. So thank you guys so much. Stay cool. Have a good weekend. I will be doing agenda reviews coming up over this holiday weekend. So thank you guys so much. Remember, this is how we engage. This is how we educate. And now you are empowered to take your community into your own hands. You guys have a great night.